If you spend a lot of time on YouTube like I do, you've probably started noticing that this new trend where the channels that seem to be going viral faster happen to be channels, smaller channels that focus in more of a conversational content like this than the overly edited videos that we're used to seeing. Mr. Beast. People are doing away with the over-processed, over-edited, obnoxious, super ADD videos and opting for a more natural, conversational style of videos. Let's break this down and see if there are opportunities for us smaller channels to see explosive growth this year. If you stumble upon this video, you're probably a small creator yourself, or you are someone who is interested in motivational topics about life and general getting your life together. If you stumble on this video on your homepage, go ahead and give it a like so that we can test out this theory about conversational videos being seen more often than they were before. Okay, so if you're a small creator, you've probably heard the same advice forever and ever. You have to make sure invest in good audio. Okay, people are more forgiving to the visual than they are the audio. Clip your video every 5 seconds so that you're showing a different type of angle and things like that so that you can keep the video moving and people don't get bored. Make sure that your background is super aesthetically pleasing and there is no mess in the background and you have a studio set up or whatever have you, a good microphone and all that other stuff. And what I am noticing lately is that the videos that seem to be doing the best are the ones that just seem the most real. It's someone who just turned on their camera and then just started talking, which is really comforting to know because I feel like that's what the platform used to be way back in the day. And then, we all became super comfortable with this idea that we had to overprocess our videos to get our point across. And I think that people are finally starting to wake up to the idea that you don't have to have all these equipment and you don't need to be doing all these things and putting yourself out when you are the brand, you are the message. So whatever it is that you're saying, if that resonates with people, then that's what they're going to gravitate to. Ultimately, not your of editing tools, not your pro subscription to Adobe Pro, whatever have you. It's going to be what comes out of you. And that's what people are usually attracted to. So let's go ahead and take, for example, someone like Erin Lodge. So I stumbled upon this channel on my homepage. She has 6 videos. That's it. And almost 5,000 views already. And she grew to over 1,000 subscribers in 1 week. Her videos are basically just like no BS. And it's basically like talking to a bestie that just tells it like it is and just gets to the point. And I think that that's what people are attracted to when they look at her videos. She's very approachable and she's just like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to wait. We're not going to make sure all the stars align to get our point across. We're just going to hit record and we're going to do this thing. And I think that's why people are so gravitate so much towards her. Another example that has been blowing up lately is Silver and Solo. I absolutely love her. She's been on YouTube for about a year. She doesn't do any real editing. It's literally all personality and all her knowledge. And in about a year, she's gotten to 50,000 subscribers. She's grown the channel and she's able to monetize and have this as an extra income source, just talking about her experience. A few months ago, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a trend where all these big creators were just like quitting the platform and they were just done creating content in general. Some of them left for like a year. Some of them left for a few months and just completely stopped creating content because they were so burned out and so over everything that you have to do to maintain that level of achievement that comes with being a full-time content creator. I think people don't realize the amount of time that it takes for you to be able to put out a video, film the video, come up with the idea for the video for these people that work with brands and things like that. The back and forth of, no, we need you to say this. No, we need you to do that. No, you need to look a certain way. No, you need to say a certain thing. That is very taxing on someone when ultimately the idea of content creation was for people to be able to express themselves in their most natural way. So less scripting and more of like what it is that you want to say, what it is that comes across. That is where the creativity comes from, not from the completely over-scripted, over edited videos. I think something that people don't realize when we think about influencers in general, just the fact that you can overnight just have all this fame and fortune situation, right? So actors, we're used to seeing actors in movies, and typically there is a process. So they'll go on location for 6 months, for a year, for 2 years, however long they're filming a particular film, and then they become that character. And so, but there is a rest time, right? So they go and they do these things, let's say 6 months of intense work becoming this character. When the 6 months is done, they can go back to their real life and spend the time with their loved ones, depending on the actor or actress, have a little bit of that secluded time for themselves to just recharge and be who they are. Whereas influencers don't have that luxury. You're on all day long, every single day. You're filming, you're editing, because let's be honest, most of our lives are not that interesting. Actually, no one's lives are that interesting. If you think of it even from an actor's perspective, I mean, we're all people. We all do the same thing. We all need to do the same things to just have that human experience. And so we're not all that interesting, right? So like for influencers to go around and create this type of content that is always interesting and film every single day is extremely taxing. I think that influencers in general, or people that record videos on YouTube and that are coming to the realization that people are actually pretty forgiving. People come to you for who you are, for your personality and what you do, not your editing style, if you will. So I think even just bigger channels are starting to realize that what brought people to their channel, what helped them grow, was their humanness and not so much the things that they buy. So you hear this all the time where people will say, I don't watch that person anymore because they got so big and now they're not relatable. People need to feel like you are relatable. So smart bigger channels too, like Tiffany Beeston, I feel like are noticing this too. If you look at her comments lately, everyone's raving how the content's so real and she's putting out longer, less edited videos because that's what people are asking for. To be honest, the last couple of times I try to watch some of the videos, like the audio is so bad because it's just like her kids screaming in the background and things like that. But to each their own, right? Because that's what her audience is saying. Hey, that's what I enjoy about your videos. So she's going to be putting those types of video out more. They're much longer because that's what people are asking her to do. And I think that's really smart to kind of take a step back and say, okay, just because everybody else is doing these aesthetic videos, just because everybody has a sponsorship from Temu and they give you thousands and thousands of free money to create things in your house, it doesn't mean that you have to follow the same path. If people want to see you, the real mess, the real loudness in your environment, then you give the people what they want. And that's ultimately what's going to make you feel better about the content that you're putting out. You don't have to wait until 1 o'clock at night to do voiceovers when you're so tired. You can just put out the content during the day and when your kids are home screaming, because ultimately that's what people are telling you that they want to see from you. So ultimately that is the point that I wanted to make with this video. Don't overthink it. People are going to be drawn to you for what you bring to the table, for how you state certain things, for the energy that you bring out to the table. So don't let your lack of technical knowledge limit you from what you could be doing. If this is something that truly makes you happy, then go for it and the rest will follow. That is all I have for you guys today. We're going to keep it short and simple to kind of stay on the theme of this video, but please comment below if you've noticed this trend as well, if you find this a little bit motivating in any way, if this resonated with you, if there are any aha moments that you see. Don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be putting out a whole lot more content because we no longer care how well we're editing videos. We're going to go ahead and get our message out because that is the important part, not the over editing stuff. All right. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye.